Hey boys and girls, and welcome to Bedtime Bible Stories here at Valley View Baptist Church. Tonight we're going to hear from Brother Dustin about a big wall.
Hey boys and girls, this is Brother Dustin here from Valley View Baptist Church, and tonight I want to tell you guys a bedtime Bible story. Now this story is about one of my favorite characters in the Bible, Joshua. And the story that we're going to look at tonight comes from Joshua chapter 6. Some of you may have heard this story before. It's about Joshua and the battle at Jericho. Now just to kind of tell you where we are right now in the Bible, Joshua has just become the leader of the nation of Israel. He's coming after Moses has passed away, and he's leading the children of Israel into the promised land, which was the land that God was going to give them to move into and to live. And now what they had to do as they were going into the promised land, there would be certain cities that they were going to have to go and conquer as they took over the land. And the first city that they came to was the city of Jericho. Now Jericho was an interesting city because it had a very tall wall that was built up really high up into the air. So it was a very intimidating thing for the people that would come up to it. And the soldiers of Jericho would be built all around the wall to help protect the city if anybody was to come and try to take over the city. So God had a very interesting plan that he gave to Joshua for the Israelites to come and take the city. So God told Joshua what they were going to do. He said, for 6 days, what you're going to do is you're going to walk up with them, with all the army, with the priests and the Ark of the Covenant, and you're going to walk up to the city, and you're just going to walk around the city one time. And you're going to do that for 6 days. And then on the 7th day, you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to walk around the city 7 times. And then after you walk around the city 7 times, the priests are going to grab their trumpets, and they're going to blow the trumpets, and the people are going to shout. And God told them that the walls were going to crumble and fall down. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds an interesting way to take over a city. And I'm sure the people of Jericho were confused as well. They see the Israelites coming. They've heard about them. These are God's chosen people and how he had protected them and had given them victories before. And they come towards the city, and I'm sure they're expecting them to start climbing the walls with ladders, and they're ready to pick them off. But they just start marching around the city. And they did that for 6 straight days, just as God had told them to do. Now day 7, that was the big day. This was the day that they were to go to Jericho, and they were to march around the city 7 times. And what were they supposed to do after they marched around the city 7 times? That's right, they were to blow the trumpets, and they were to shout. Now I know it's bedtime, and Mom and Dad are probably wanting you to get quiet and still and get ready for bed. But I need your help for a minute. I need everybody to get up there at your house, get off the couch, get off the rug, stand up for me, because we're going to march. I need you to march there where you are, because we've got to walk around the city. So right there where you are, start marching. We're marching around the city, and we're going to march around it 7 times. And once we get to the end here, and here we are, we just finished going around the city 7 times. I need everybody to grab their trumpet. I need you to blow your trumpet up into the air and scream as loud as you can. And that's what God told the children of Israel to do, and guess what happened? The walls of Jericho immediately fell to the ground. This was a very interesting thing that God did here, because the only way that this could happen was God. Screaming and blowing trumpets is not going to make a wall fall down. But God rewarded them for their obedience. They did exactly what God told them to do. They followed Joshua, their leader, and God rewarded them for their obedience, and he gave them the city of Jericho. And I just want to encourage you guys, we can learn from this story as well about obedience. The next time mom or dad or a teacher asks you to do something, it may be something you don't even understand. Just like the Israelites, they didn't understand how marching around a wall was going to help them take over a city, but they did it anyway and they obeyed. So I want to encourage you guys, next time mom or dad or a teacher asks you to do something, obey. That's what God has taught us to do in the Bible. And Joshua is one of my favorite characters in the Bible for that reason, because he obeyed God and he led the children of Israel just as God had asked him to do. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Hope you can calm back down for bed here in just a minute. But we miss seeing you guys, and we hope you have a good night. We'll see you guys later.
Wow, thank you so much for that, Brother Dustin. What a great lesson on the walls of Jericho. I like that scream too. Hey, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.